Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with you, a weekend update. I'm sorry if the audio is kind of wonky. I'm still playing with it. I tried to set up my other microphone setup. It's giving me audio issues. We've been so crazy busy around here. Check out my Instagram. Mora and I are hunkering down for the storm. If you can, it looks complete whiteout, and it literally is. If you've seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town at the beginning when they show that blizzard, it pretty much looks like that right now. Exactly. We're supposed to get like between 12, 18 plus inches in this area region, possibly, give or take. It always happens. We got a lot to cover. Let's get into this, shan't we? Dr. Fox back here with you with the weekend update. I'm glad to have you along. I appreciate it. Hope that final week in January is treating you well and plugging through things. I've been a busy bee here setting up. You can probably tell it's almost like those little classic office spaces where you got, like, if you can see it, it's like the microwave and like little coffee and tea over there. And then you see the word banners up. That's for my my other half over there. So that's something there as well. And then, so speaking of that, I've got my alliance banner up here on my side. And my alliance mug. So for the alliance, it's all good. You know, maybe we'll have that cross-faction system come sooner than we think. The new, speaking of that, new 6 month, if you've already just renewed for another 6 months, you get yourself a nice new goodie mount. It's very Pandaland looking mount, by the way. It's a lot of fun. And speaking of that, I've been helping my hubby set up their little garden in Pandaland, as one of my guildies calls it. And yeah, I really still like that area a lot. So, and then for those that log into TBC, this took me a little bit more research. I was like, wait, there's a goblin pot. Where's this toy? And it's not a retail. If you're playing TBC Classic, go to one of the innkeepers at Orgrimmar or Stormwind if you're on Alliance, and they'll give you literally an exclamation point quest will be over their head, and you literally complete quest, and they give you the little goblin toy. You right click, you put down a goblin pot, you click on it, you eat a little something, and then every few seconds the character goes blah, and there's like it doesn't vomit, it's just green, like a belch, like a little green cloud kind of comes out. And I thought it was one time I like ran into the bank to put some stuff away, and my character kept doing it every little bit. And I you know, maybe the first few times it'll be funny to me. After that I'm like, okay, I'm good. But that's how you get that. A lot of people have been asking me, they're like, Dr. Fox, they're like, where's the toy? We don't have, oh, and that noise, that's I found a really good deal on the Samsung A50. I've been needing an Android. I was gonna put my what was it, the Assurance Wireless SIM in this, and I did all my research, and I was gonna, because it's much more snappier than the one it comes with, and they said it works with a Moto 5, but I did my research and it says the Samsung A50s work with it, and there was an announcement put out about working with BYOB now with Assurance Wireless, and I went through all that. Now clearly either they don't know what's going on, and I spent $126,000 something plus dollars, and I still got called sir. And then someone goes, par for the course, Dr. Fox. But that's not, you know, I'm not going to get into that dichotomy, because all it's going to be is this long, horrendous mess, and there's going to be these negative thoughts about it. No matter what you say or do, someone's going to have another rebuttal no matter what you say. So I think with that, we're going to shift gears. And they're also data mined, and for any of those, I can check out some of the stuff like on PTR. We are going to see in Zereth Mortis, if I'm pronouncing that right. That's part of the 9.2 new area that we're going to for the creators. And there'll be a fairly small achievement. I think it's called Unlocking Secrets, and there's like there's 5 things you can do when it first goes live, but technically, if you can get all that done in like the first week, supposedly the second quest that comes out during week 2, someone could potentially have flying if they're that get-go, if you follow my meaning, and have a lot of the other things sort of tidied up, if you will. So we'll have to kind of see how that unfolds as well. Tier set pieces, there's going to be, there's no rush. Take your time. It's like 8 weeks. It's an outdoor system called what was this called again? The Creation Catalyst. So it's going to take you about 8 weeks before you can access legendary items anyway. So, and there will be some catch-up gear with a new quest and things like that, so you don't have to really grind out. I mean, yes, Korthi is great. That way you're not literally dying in a shot, but you're surviving, or if you're lucky enough to have one or two other people to go in there with you, you might be able to survive, or pull you along, if you will. It all depends. We'll have to see how that unlocks. Anyway, tier set pieces as well. The teardrops in the raids are going to be now tokens instead of just that. And there is that weekly vault that you have, and they're adding so you can do different things. And of course, some are going to say, well, I want to maximize my chances, so we're going to do everything. And it's like, it's the grind again. So we'll have to kind of see where you kind of fall and how you feel about that, how you don't feel about that. You're like, par for the course, Dr. Fox. I get it. So we'll leave that how you want to feel in those aspects as well. Blizzard had another unnamed announcement, which was basically an unnamed... they put up another hiring page as well, and they're hiring for a untitled survival game is what they put. And I wish I could have more pictures to pop up so I could kind of show you visually, because I'm a very visual person too, and sadly with my editing I just can't get this set up the way I quite want it to work. But you have more. You can barely tell she's in there too. She always merges into the black quilt, so it's hard to see her most of the time. Heck, I feel so bad. I think I had accidentally almost sat on her once, and same with when it was on the quilt was on the couch too. I mean, I broke my heart. I was like, oh geez, I didn't mean to, honey. But that's something you could say there. That's part of the course, right? The encrypted raids, Aphex, they've got all these new, and some are like, well, what is Aphex? For those, like, if you know what that is, by all means share that with others if they're more questionable about it. I just didn't want to go into all the little details, but there's a new encrypted raids Aphex system that's coming, like all these different sort of tiers, and I don't want to say tiers, but I don't know what else word to put there. Let me just leave it at that. I think with that, we'll switch gears. I've been setting up the office a lot, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast as well. I'm doing, like tea time, and there's like coffee in there. We're gonna get a mini fridge from like Sam's Club or something. And I have a spot. I'm like, here's a spot. So I put a spot like right there, and the game went and did that to me. I meant to renew that game so that it was back in again, because we're gonna log in momentarily as well and do the calendar. I can't. And I'm like, yes, Dr. Fox, edit all those ums and ahs out, right? Well, I leave it live. A lot of people just tell me they enjoy that. I think for our at least around here, like I said, we've been doing a lot of setting up in the office, and as you've kind of noticed over the last couple of weeks, we have this nice little sort of U set up, which is really nice. It kind of extends all the way back there, and then his stuff is over there. And we've set up like the TV. Like I said, I'll have to do a video and put it up either on YouTube. I gotta also do an updated video on my babe cave. I've done a lot since that, and I finally figured out to get the video turned, because the one we put up is sideways, and I can't edit the one that's up there to change the direction of it. I would have to delete it and reload it up there again, now that I fixed the direction of the way the video is supposed to be shown. So I gotta do that. I've just been so busy. I haven't even had time to even edit to timestamp my weekend updates. Things have been so like straight out. I've been trying to play catch up and mustard french fry. So I hope you all are doing all right. We're in the middle of this 12 to 18 inch plus blizzard up here in New England. So that's plugging through here. Nothing new for me. I've been born and raised in this stuff, just hunkering down. Thankfully, I went out early in the week like I always do when I know a storm is potentially coming. And I just stock up anyway. I'm always someone that will stock up like 2 weeks in advance, 4, sometimes a month and a half on certain items, sometimes months out on items. So I just tend to do that. And just tweaking some other things in different rooms. We rerouted all the network cables. I mean, I got to get another coax to run up to the television. It's having issue. The internet. We have Ethernet cables, but my Ethernet router only has 4 plugs. And I was going to add another, like some would say, Dr. Fox put in a whole like network routing system, you know, so you can just keep adding Ethernet if you want to Ethernet through the whole home. But we really just wanted to Ethernet the bedroom and this room, and I didn't have a long enough, I could have bought one, a long enough Ethernet to go up to the television and do it that way. But I also want to get a coax so we can have locals in here, because trying to load Stir on that Google TV does not work very well. And we got to get, I want to build a little, I'd like to have us either build a shelf above it or below it as well. And we've been doing a lot of other little tweaks in here. I've been moving just a lot of the kitchenette items, aside from the refrigerated stuff, upstairs. And it's been kind of nice. I've been able to like get a lot more done upstairs and stay up here more often. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the stairs, but it's kind of nice to be able to kind of get that done some more. And I think with that, we're going to do the Transformer reveal before we get into the calendar. And I thought, you know what? What's better than G1 than doing G1, the 2 G1 brothers? And I'll tell you what I'm talking about momentarily. We're going to do this week's. This is the Transformers Siege War of Cybertrons. I'm going to just show them to you. Here we go. So, one of the brothers, and he's coming out. And like I said, I did not want to give him away. It's, for those that know, it's Sideswipe as well. And I thought I had undid this one. I always try to undo both, and sometimes I miss this side piece. So I've been wanting to do an actual unboxing for him, because this is literally in a brand new box. So we're doing Sideswipe this week. I haven't even pulled him out of the package yet. I got also collectors are like, no, Dr. Fox, put on blue gloves first, or gloves first. But there's Sideswipe, one of the brothers. I'm going to cover the other brother next week. For those that know Transformer lore will know which one I'm talking about. But this is Sideswipe. I liked this particular mold because it was the closest to G1 in my opinion. Now they've got a different one out there, and everyone's got their own, but I kind of like this one better. So this is Sideswipe from this is the War of Cybertron Siege, Transformer Siege Edition. And I like how a lot of these are much more, in my opinion, more cartoon accurate, if you will, from the G1. So that's, and those that know me know I'm a huge G1 fan. And there are just some of the G1s I just can't afford to get anymore. And I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars on some that don't quite look like the way I would like them to. So I went with some of the semi-newer ones here. So again, this is Sideswipe, Transformers Siege War of Cybertron. So I thought I'd share that with you. There's this little blaster. And yeah, I think with that, oh, and then like I had mentioned, I was going to get a nice tablet. It was a really good deal. I was trying to update this very Neanderthal old Wiko, W-I-K-O. Now I'm grateful. I have a free phone. I'm grateful I have it's very slow. Now some could say it's not that slow compared to what we had, the old flip phones that were really, really slow, or one of the really old Androids. I did my research. They said Moto 5s work. I was trying to find a Moto 5, and then I find out that the A50 works, and they put an announcement out that said, now you can BYOB, and clearly it hasn't dwindled down, or someone's not trained properly quite yet, or some situation like that, because the person I got still said that IMEI number does not work, and I made sure it's the proper. It works on the T-Mobile network, but it's got both on it. It's got this CDMI frequency, and the other frequency is think that was the way I used to say it when I used to do my tech shows. I'm trying to remember. It's a CDMA, excuse me. And then there's the other variant as well. So, but it has both in there, and it's not just that. It's an unlocked. It's not a locked phone. And I don't know if the one I have the Wiko WIKO Android phone that they sent me with it. It would have been ideal. This one's much more snappy. And I'm like, I really wanted to have an Android or like something I can plug in my little... I have one of those little portable antennas when I travel. And I like to be able to pick up local channels. It really saves on my data because my data is very limited right now. I'm on a 4 gig a month, which people are like, wow, I'd burn through that in a few hours. And I get that, but that's all I can afford right now. And the free one does give you like 10 gigs for a hotspot for free. But I don't want to burn through that so quickly, and it's hard to use it. But anyway, that was just something else I've been kind of working on the side. And if I know that, I would have been like, well, I would have just got a tablet if that was the case. But I like to have those. But I always wait until I can find a really good deal. It was a really great deal, too. It was like 65% off or something. It was a really awesome deal for that. And I was like, I got to just jump on it right now because the quality of that power that's in that. I know it's a little bit older type phone, but I was like, it's a good quality little bugger. And I was like, dang it, this always happens to me. Then I get one, and then it doesn't work with it, and they say, well, you could return it. And I'm like, it just turned into a big messy process for returning it, and I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so I was kind of doing that. I think with that, let's switch gears and get into the whole I love my calendar kitty. Right, Mora Kings? Right, beep girl? All right, let's do this up right now. We've got the Lunar Festival, if you're catching me through the weekend. Then the Lunar Festival drops tomorrow. It's the Sunday, the final Sunday in January. Excuse me, I should have edited that out. Excuse me. And then we're going to have that throughout the week. And then we're having the Arena Skirmish bonus event. That's beginning. Pet Battle bonus. That's ending on Tuesday morning. PvP Brawl Comp Stomp. That's also ending. The new PvP Brawl Deep Wind Dunk is beginning. And the Lunar Festival, along with a happy Chinese New Year to any of you out there that are celebrating and seeing me over there. I send some love, and I always look forward to that one. Excuse me, I love being able to watch the fireworks in the capitals at night when they do that. But that doesn't really happen in Lunar Festival. But I mean, when they did it for New Year's and they do it for the 4th and stuff. But that's a lot of fun to enjoy something like that. It's a lot of great little joy and fun for me. I mean, I'm easily entertained and easily amused most of the time. So I don't, I think with that, we're going to kind of leave it at that. I hope you have a good final week to pull yourself through all this chaos. I do have another small, quick update, I hope. I never usually like to offer updates like this until they're in place. Now, this one is in place, and there is an actual appointment, but it might be a little chaotic trying to get to the appointment. But supposedly, the first part of March... I think it's that first major March weekend. Don't quote me on that. I think 1 or 2 weeks into March. And supposedly, I'm going to be able to get down to get some hair removal covered finally through the VA. And that's a more complex situation than it sounds. It is. There's a long, complex conversation about that for a different time. You see, even I'm rubbing my hands, getting a little anxiety about it. But I think with that, I'm going to kind of wrap this up. I'll leave it at that for the week. And then once again, remember, take a couple of things to think about as we approach that final week in January. And try to do your best and find the joy in the most chaotic times right now that we can find in some form or fashion. And call me the next time I'm on. And I think with that, you know the drill. We will see you later. Au revoir.